Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk. So today's episode is about how to catch more fur. This episode's kind of brought on because a few years back I was teaching a new trapper, kind of taking him under my wing a little bit, and he said, "Man, you're smoking me. How are you doing it?" And I said, "Well, how many sets you got out?" And he said, "Well, I've got 15, but they're really good sets." And I said, "Well, that's good. I mean, you want to have good sets in, guys, but I said, Bud, I've got in 60 sets. That's that's what it comes down to. Sometimes you got to lay more steel. That's the answer." He said, "Wow, okay." So he went out, put out more sets, start catching more fur. Um, it seems like a simple answer. There's a thing, there are some factors, of course. You got to have your populations, got to be present. That's very important. Also, you've got to kind of know your basics. Obviously, a lot of it's playing around and figuring out there, but at the end of the day, the difference between you and somebody you look up to is they're setting more steel than you are. And there's nothing wrong with being the guy who doesn't set it. A lot of that's just based on the time you have available. Like for me, I work a full-time job with a lot of overtime. I run a couple businesses, and I have a family, right? So when somebody comes out, fires out of the gate and has a great season, yes, I admire and respect a couple things. First off, their system. Second off, their work ethic, right? But their time available may be more than mine, and that's fine. That's part of life, right? They sacrifice probably some stuff with that as well. They got to make the time. They've made a decision at some point, or they're at a different stage in life. But at the end of the day, guys, what it comes down to is the guys that are catching big numbers, they're out there setting more steel. Um, I think that's important to understand because there's days where I'll go out there and I'm running the trap line and I'll catch like 5 animals, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if it's a slow day and let's say I have out 40 traps and I catch 5 animals, and it's gonna happen, right? Like it's not a matter of it's not always a matter of you're a bad trapper. It may be a low movement night. There could be a lot of factors factored in. But the key thing that I'm going to tell you from that, I go out there and I catch 5 animals. I take that frustration. I don't want to call it anger, but it builds a motivation in me to go put in more sets. So let's say I'm running 40 sets and I catch 5 animals that night. Horrible movement night. Well, now I know a good movement nights in the future. Um, so I've ran my line. I've only got 5 animals skinned. So now I'm going to pump out another 20 sets, right? I mean, and then when they do move, I'm gonna have pretty good days. Okay, so I think the main thing is just remember to trust, trust what you got going on, and add more steel if you want more fur. Now, obviously, if the population's not there, that's not going to change the outcome too much, but it will change it some. You know, let's say you have a low cat population. You catch one cat, you've got out 30 sets. You go put out 60, right? It's more work, but all of a sudden maybe you get 2, 3 cats in a day. You know, that's just an example. So, guys, yeah, this is a short video, but at the end of the day, if you're that new guy or that guy who's not getting as much fur as you want, the answer is more steel. You put more steel in the ground. So, I know this is a simple video, but I think maybe it'll kind of unlock some things. It did for me back in the day. I was used to, there were years where I was that guy who 20, 30 sets, right? That's what I wanted to run. And then I was like, well, that took me half an hour, you know, um, and I wasn't happy with the results, so I went and laid more steel. Here we are years later. If I want to catch more fur, I lay more steel. Yeah, I think that's just the gist of this video. I think it's something that can help you out on your trap line. And as always, I want the back of your truck as full as you want it, and your freezers as full as they want to be. And I hope you catch too much fur. So, anyways, guys, that's this video. Tight chains out there, lay more steel, and we'll see you on the next episode.